So guys, went on a bit of a tractor mission today with some tractor buddies to a guy that has a bunch of cub tractors and a couple Graveleys. But I did not take any video or any pictures up there. It's not my property, so anyhow, I was able to score this motor here. I got this motor for the flywheel, but I'm going to feel terrible if I take this motor apart. Anyhow, this is a K241S. See if it'll focus there. So this motor here would actually build an 810 Gravely. I have been debating about building an 810 for years. I have the frame, I have a transmission, and now I have a motor that I could use. So, but the motor spins and everything, so it's not, don't have a blown rod, and it actually looks, the bore looks really very, very decent. It has some carbon on it and stuff. All the valves move and everything. At least they did. Yep, everything's moving, everything's seating. So, did not have a carb with it while I was up at another buddy's house. Gave me a carb, has a cylinder head and a head gasket. So really all I would need is a air filter setup, spark setup, coil condenser. I'm going to say it has points on it because the wire is still there. And another step gear here, which I don't, do I have another step gear? I think I do. I have an 812 motor, and I got two shims. I don't have the roller bearing thrust washer, but I have two shims, so thought that was pretty good deal. Oh, I need dipstick too. And guess how much I paid for this, guys? Never guess. $25. $25. So I did fairly well. He had two 8199 KTs, and I don't know if it was a 38 or a 44-inch blower with all the drive shafts and stuff, and 3 walk behinds for $500. So if I had $500, maybe, but the riders weren't that great, and the walk behinds weren't that great either, and I have plenty of machines. I'm trying to get rid of them. So if anybody semi-local to me is interested in that kind of stuff, let me know and I can pass along your info. But he has a lot of Cub Cadet stuff. So anyhow, guys, it's gonna be another short what I've been up to series. I'll catch everybody in the next one. Now I gotta lug this thing off the truck before the sun goes down. I left work. Today's Saturday, by the way, the 2nd. I left work at 1 o'clock, met up with my buddies in the parking lot. It is now basically 8 o'clock, 7:53. Now, I did stop and eat dinner before I came out here, so I was home about 7. So, anyhow, guys, get this unloaded out of the truck and get it in the shop somewhere. So, later. So guys, here's something frustrating when you're trying to take stuff apart. These Phillips head screws on these flywheels. There's always one. 3 out of 4 come out, no problem. I mean, the one did strip just a touch. It might have been the one I just dropped, I don't know. I think it was. Just a touch. But this one here, even with the impact, it was already stripped. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drill this bolt out. Or I'm going to drill it so the head pops off. I tried putting vice grips on it already. I couldn't really get it to grab too good. It's still pretty tight, so. And without this having a head on it, the motor spins kind of easy. So I'm just going to drill the head off of this so it pops off, and then if I have to, I'll drill and tap the bolt out. That's how it goes sometimes. Also, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. 75%. That's pretty good odds. Okay, I think I got you guys in a spot where you can see this. I ended up being able to take the hammer and chisel oh, I guess I broke it off. I thought it was spinning at first, but what are you going to do? I guess I'm going to be drilling and tapping. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I thought that was spinning out of there at first. Oh well. What are you going to do? It can always be worse. Right? Right. So, get that popped off of there. At least I did it on camera. I think you guys saw that. Unless I had my damn mask in the road. So, alright, let me get this shroud unbolted here. Then I'll start trying to get the flywheel off. Then once the flywheel's off, I'll deal with this bolt on the bench. And then I'll tear the other one apart. I do have the... well, now you guys are zoomed in real far, so I won't do it. But I do have the 430 pulled in behind me. Next time I go back up there, I'm going to look for a yellow shroud. I had one in my hands, and I didn't really think about it while I was up there. And I set it back down. So I might go back up there for that. And he had it was either a 54 or 55 Model L. And there was also a 61 Model L, which I don't have, so I might go get those. What the hell, you know? Trying to get a little bit more money saved up though. All right, guys, we have success. I've removed the broken bolt, and I've also removed the flywheel. Now this is what I would consider to be something along the lines of like a 10 amp stator. I think. Don't quote me on that. And the let's see here. And the flywheel also leads me to believe that because looks like there was only ever 5 magnets in here. This is for me, just wiping my hand back and forth. I don't know if you guys can. As soon as you do that, you like stir up the rust. But I don't see any marks where there was ever a 6th magnet in there. So, at first I thought when I pulled this off, because when I hold on, let me get this laying down again. Because when I pulled this off like a dumb, I had it angled off the workbench like so. It come back, laid here for a split second, and then fell on the ground. And of course it fell sitting magnet side up, so I thought the magnet bounced out, but I have looked all over, and I didn't hear a magnet stick to anything, so I'm safe to assume that there was only 5 in there in the first place, since this has the limited stator setup. Unless somebody Afro-engineered this. I have to dig out the Kohler book, which, oh no, I think I took that inside. I don't think it's up here. Yeah, I took my Kohler book inside. So, pretty sure it's what this is. This is the 10 amp or something or other stator. It's definitely got about half the windings and 1 less magnet. So, but hey, it's going to be better than no charging system on this thing. Because right now it does not charge at all, from what I remember. So, next step, I guess I got to take this thing apart. And I do believe it's about 11:30. It's about lunchtime. But I'm gonna take that flywheel off of the tractor over there, and I'm gonna stick it back on here. And I think I'm gonna try and get this motor running. You know what the hey? What's worst thing happen? I find out it knocks, right? Right. It's actually pretty decent. There's some light. It's got marks from piston going up and down a few 100 million times, but overall it's not bad. Nothing I can catch my fingernail on. So I would like to get this running for a potential 810 build someday, or at least if I run it, I'll know what it needs for said 810 build someday. I would like to have an 810, but I'm at the point right now where I don't need any more machines. I think things are definitely going to... A few things are going to be sold. Mentioned it quite a few times. A lot of machines, probably not really, but you know, like say there's probably 10-ish walk behinds and a rider or two that could go, because I don't really need multiples of stuff. Like the other 67 430 will probably disappear. Yeah, just, you know, kind of stuff like that. Doubles of stuff that I don't really need. So, anyhow, I think I'll catch you guys back after lunch. It'd be nice if I had another yellow tin to put on this, because I'm sure as many of you guys know, yeah, I hate to do stuff twice. I really hate to do stuff twice. But, you know, for right now, that's what I'm going to have to do. Make this thing charge. Then I can work on a mower deck for this thing. I have a mower deck that would be a right period, semi-period correct for this, with early style spindles and everything. But the spindles on it have a lot of play. Go over here to my spindle graveyard. This is spindles out of the 812 deck that I goofed the one housing up on, if I remember right. But anyhow, long story short, there is a bunch of spindles in here. I don't know if they need rebuilt or what, but we were just talking about this on the Facebook groups yesterday. Glass jar parts. This is what I spend a lot of time doing, just moving stuff so I can get the stuff. But I don't know if these spindles are better than what's on. I think I hear some play in it, so I gotta check these out a little bit better without a camera in my hand and just see what they do. Because like this spindle here doesn't even turn, so you know that's gonna be a real nice one. This was in that tote of stuff that was underwater, or was full of water in dude's shed. There's another spindle housing. Set of pulleys. Oh, yep. There's the glass jar that's actually broke. That's nice. You guys aren't looking at what I'm looking at, but oh crap. Come on. Okay. I'll deal with that at a later date. Try not to cut the sheet out of my fingers. I don't know if this one here is any good or not. Because basically what I saw on that deck, from what I noticed, is the needle bearings are out of it. And I think these two here are better, if nothing else. I mean, I don't know what they sound like, but it'll be better. This is the deck that was off of the 71 430 with the NB on it. I don't know if the NB is really going to get a deck or anything put back on it. If I take that motor apart and get it so the valve quits hanging out, I might. But yeah, I'm going to look at these 3 spindles and drag that deck up here at some point. I've been wanting to do that anyhow, because that deck, you know, could be another usable deck I could throw on something. So anyhow, I bored you guys for another 2 minutes before breaking for lunch. So I will see you guys after lunch, and I get this kind of disaster cleaned up. It's always something. Don't get me wrong, glass jars are good, but as soon as they fall apart, it's done. And then you gotta be real careful not to cut yourself on it, because glass is very sharp, and glass is very hard to get out of your skin if you get it in there. I don't personally know, but I don't want to find out. Right? Right. So, back in a bit, guys. Lights out.